I look to seek wisdom and advice, especially if I want something to work. I've always found that experience is really the best teacher, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be your experience.
So I want them to have a happy home. Even my daughter, the last one, used to call to say that her father is my friend. And the father said that because the relationship she see between us, he thought that it is a friendship relationship. So I wish for my children to have that relationship also. Yeah. It was a joy of my life because, for me, my children have delayed according to our African cultures. They were supposed to get married a long time ago. And somebody like me would want to have a cry of a baby for a family of Dr. John to expand. So when he told me, I was happy, but as a Christian, I was playing it down and say, oh, this is in the hand of God. I don't rejoice like white people, hallelujah, let's go for dinner, and things like that. So I don't do that. But I was so happy because I wanted to see the babies around. You know how I call my grandchildren? I call them faka in Arabic. We call it faka. Faka, you are given money and then you get back your change. So for me, I was so happy when my son told me. And then I say, when I went to my room, I said, this time we have Nyandeng, that's the wife of John. I hope this time this is John Garang. And I saw from their face, I didn't want to ask, but I saw a happy face. So I knew immediately that I will have my husband coming. So it was really nice. And I pray that Dr. John's family grow. That's how we go. When you see your grandchildren coming, you know that you have grown and you are going on your way going out. Today, upbringing is different because also we as parents, we don't give ourselves time to stay with our children. And because a baby learns from the parents. You talk to her or him, you start to learn. But the world of gadgets today, you find the mother and the fathers are busy with these gadgets and the child is just there. But in this family, I have not seen something like that. I saw Nyanden is being educated very well and I'm very happy. For me, I would say that mine was very different because some of my children were born during the struggle. It was only Mabir and Chol who were born, and their father and myself had time. The father is a very keen man to his children. He sticks alphabets on the fridge. He always drives his children out. He always takes them to the park for fishing and things like that. And I see this one now here in this family. But during our time, because I had that opportunity, it was very rare. So I had that opportunity. Things that I had with my kids, I'm seeing them around here. But the way they're being used and the way they're going around with their kids was very different than mine because I have more attention to their daughter more than when I had my daughters. Because sometimes I have a baby and then I have to rush to go and see the father in the bushes of South Sudan. So it was very different. But nowadays, there are, even with them, there would be different between them and other parents in their age group. Because others are with the gadgets, others are working parents or mothers. You find that it's rarely that they stay with their children. So for me, I had very good opportunity to have this chance of seeing those things where others do not have that opportunity. So I didn't see a very big difference between me and what is going on now, but it is upbringing which is very different. Our children are very different. They are not the same. My husband used to tell me, because he will always teach them when he get an opportunity to come, when they have their homework, he will always give. Then he told me, you see, with our children, their intelligence or intellect is so different because they are intelligent in their own ways. So when the children comes, they have to receive them in their way of intelligence. They should not compare their children from one to another. Secondly, when they go to school, There are children who pick up very early. But if you don't encourage them and coach them, they get tired as they are going to their higher education. And there are those who pick later. They go slowly and they pick later. It's important for you to encourage such child and know that there will be an opportunity. I wanted to see that you don't compare your children and say that, oh, you are not doing well, so and so is doing, oh, this child is good and things like that. We don't do. You don't let your children develop jealousy among them. If that child is in need, you do it for that child. Tomorrow the other one will have opportunity, you will do it. So that's way they will not develop jealousy. The other one is now like when they're expecting. They would show the baby, this girl, they need to show her things which are brought for the unborn child, so that she doesn't develop jealousy. Also, she will know, and then when the baby comes, they talk about the baby, coming of the baby, and these are for the baby. And when the baby is born, she will welcome the baby, she would be happy, she will not have jealousy. So we need to be very careful of upbringing of our children, comparing them and doing this is so and so. Oh, you know, when I had this so and so was this, and things like that. These are mistakes sometimes we commit as parents, and our children grow up with them. Sometimes they don't tell us, but I would want to know my child. If I can get that opportunity, I would say that I wanted to know my child, so that when I deal with them, I know who am I dealing with. You know, I don't want to deal with my child as a stranger, because sometimes when they become an adult, you feel like you are living with a stranger in the house. That adolescent, this is the difficult time, because sometimes parents think that when they are small, like my granddaughter here, that's a difficult time for the parents. When is my child going to grow up? But that one does not end there. They grow up when they become adults, especially in adolescent age. That's a very difficult part. And the parents will think that, oh, this one, when is it going to be over? When it is over, they come to parental life, marrying and things like that. You think that, oh, I'm finished, hallelujah. No. The wife will go and come back, oh, no, mom, you know, your son is doing like this. And then the daughter come, oh, no, you know, my husband have done this to me. It never ends. So I wanted to tell them that they have to do their own findings. They have to bring up their children their own way, but be careful of jealousy among your children. And then there was one advice my husband told me when we got married. I wanted to tell them this. He said that, you know, when we are going to have children, when I'm disciplining a child, don't come in. Because a child will say, oh, you know, my mom is bad and my father is good. And the same, and vice versa. Let the father discipline a child because this is his child. Let the mother discipline a child because this is her child. Very important. Because if you come in between, this will bring problem and friction between the parents, and then also the children will grow up saying that, oh, I'm for so and so and mom love me or dad love me. That's a warning that I wanted to give them. So when he's talking with his sons and like that, I will turn away and go far away from what they are doing together, because after all, these are his children and he loves them. It's not easy, because that's why I said earlier, you have to base your home on love. Nothing. You love your husband. You don't compare it with the neighbors, that the wife of neighbors is giving this and the husband is doing this to her and things like that. I love my husband very differently. You know, the way I love my husband, I don't know whether you people have it today, because the way I value love is, at our time, was so important to love somebody. If you wait, even sometimes we argue with their father, that mine is heavier, my love to you is heavier than yours. And then you'll tell me, how will you know mine? Mine is heavier. We will argue. But because, you know, I love my husband with my life. If there was a choice to choose who go first, I would say me. Secondly, as an African woman or a woman, I know I was brought up knowing that I'm a woman. And the house responsibility is mine. But when I came and I went to school, I saw my colleagues, even though my education did not go higher, education is education. It has, impact on you. You will be different even if you go to year 8. You are different than the girls in the village. So the education had an impact on me, that even on me as myself, how I thought is that I would love my husband no matter what comes. I will love my husband. Secondly, I will take responsibility of my own house under all odds, so that my husband, when he's doing something, he doesn't think about home. That's my responsibility. And if there is anything that I can do with him together, I will do it. So it differs from one person to another. Coming to giving birth to the children, my husband was conducting a war. He is a liberator. He wants to liberate his people. Life must go on. So what I did was I go where he is. When I get my child, I come back. And then where we were, there are no good hospitals. So if there is a friend who say that let her come, I'll take care of your wife, I go. When we went to Cuba, was the Cuban president, Fidel Castro, said that, Dr. John, so that you don't have divided attention, bring your children here. When I went to UK with GAC, it was because I lost 2 boys. And then the doctor said that they wanted to pay attention to me, so I have to be there. And I had my cousin in UK. So they were watching that pregnancy. What goes wrong? They went and found that all my children are long or tall, and they are big. So they say that I should be induced, not goes to labor. So I will be induced before about 3-4 weeks. Then, so that the baby come and grow outside. And you have seen all my children are tall and big. So I went there and I discovered, because I thought that there was another sickness which kills my children, but I found that it was that. So that's why I give birth from there and here. When I had Nyankwir, I came here because I didn't want to go to UK. And I wanted to give birth in Ethiopia, but my husband said, no, you have to go and give birth to a good hospital. So President Daniel Arap Moi gave me that opportunity to come here. He said, this is my daughter, let her come here. They arranged a hospital, Nairobi hospital. I give birth to a good hospital where other women in the bushes of Southern Sudan did not have that opportunity. And I thank God that I had that opportunity. So I came and give birth here. But it is my duty as a mother, because I know it's a division of responsibility. So I will take care of our family, but my husband will take care of that, because whatever he's doing is for us as a family. His failure is ours. And I'm one of the people who do not want my husband to be a failure. I will wake him up in the morning if he has a meeting. If he doesn't want to get up, I will pull his leg from the bed. And I've already prepared his water, and his clothes are ready. Because I don't want a husband who's a failure. I want always my husband to be successful. So I will always do whatever I can do. Even now I'm old, if he comes, you will see me in the kitchen. I say I won't see my husband's clothes, then his underwear washed by another person. Food of my husband, I will do it myself. That's love. He was not enslaving me, because we used to be in the kitchen. When we were in America, he goes to the kitchen. What he did not like is ironing. He can do anything in the house. Taking care of the children, he was a very good person taking care of children, more than me. So if you have a good husband like that, you will ask yourself, what about me? What can I contribute towards our family? So I did that for that love. And for love, it's very expensive. It can cost life. As I said before, if God says that, whom can I take first? I would say, take me. I used to tell him that I wanted to go first. I don't want you to leave me. I love my husband until today, until I follow him. I will never see another man handsome than my husband.
You can ask somebody who's had that happen, gone there, been that, done that. And being around Mama is always an opportunity to learn a few things, to watch and see the cultural differences, she's interesting to watch.